Hi everyone, welcome to another toy review. Today we're going to take a look at Beastman from the Masters of the Universe Origins line. We've already taken a look at a couple of figures. Thought we'd pick up where we left off and take a look this time at a baddie. So we've got Beastman here. I do have my, a original Beastman vintage one to compare. I nearly said my original. I think my original Beastman is long since gone. I don't know where he'd gone off to, but it's definitely one that I had as a kid, and one of my favourites. Kind of playing around with him, and we'll see when we get to the comparison that they've gone with a similar looking head sculpt to the original. So here he is at the front here. Turn around to the back. Normal kind of stuff here. Shows him with his weapon, the added articulation, all the other figures in the series, which are all sold separately, and a picture of Beastman at the top here. Just looking up here, obviously able to control all these animals, so he's kind of king of the kind of animal kingdom, if you like, and it comes with a comic, which is the same one that we've seen previously. What we'll do then is we'll get this one open and take a look at him and see what he is like. So far I've been pretty impressed with the quality of these figures. As a kind of a bit of a preview, I'd had the what you call it, the He-Man, not He-Man, the Masters of the Universe kind of crossover set, the wrestling ones. I was pretty impressed with those. You know, I'm not really a wrestling fan, but I got them to see kind of what they were like. In here looks like you've got some accessories. Looks like his kind of shoulder pad type things in his whip. So just pop those off to one side. They've made these quite awkward to kind of get into, unfortunately, so it does make it a little bit tricky. See if we can pull out some of these bits here. Feel the shoulder pads feel like kind of softer plastic anyway. And then you've got the whip in there as well, it looks like. There you go. We've got that out. One of the pads anyway, and the whip as well, which looks very similar to the original one. There we go. So all those, the comic is exactly the same as we've seen previously, so I'll kind of skip over that bit. And then you've got the figure underneath. Looks as if this guy's got a few extra kind of ties holding him in place. So they're the kind of like real soft plastic ones, as opposed to the ties where you have to kind of, they're a little bit tougher. They've got the wire in, so we should be able to push them out from here, which we can do, and just get rid of all the bits and pieces that's stuck on him still, like that. There we are. Let's get the camera lined up a little bit better. There, you've got him looking rather cool, and again, because you've got more articulation in these figures, you can have them standing a bit more straight up. This one is a vintage one. You can see the colors are a little bit more kind of muted, but then again, it is an older figure, but you can see the head sculpt is very similar indeed. And he's got his mouth closed in this one as opposed to the mouth open on this one, and this bit here is very similar. This on this one, the vintage one, is a harder plastic, but it's less red on this one. But other than that, you know, everything else is a little bit brighter, I would say, anyway. And obviously the normal thing goes with the articulation, is that you can move everything around and swap things out. Yeah, you can move the arms up and down, swivel them around, even pop them out. Swivel the waist, bring the leg up, bring it back, out to the side, bring it back, swivel there, feet bend, kind of out to the side a little bit. So swivel round so you can get some real good poses on this guy. Head rotates all around. You can get a little bit of up on this guy and a little bit of down. Yeah, I really do dig these figures. They are super cool. And then of course you've got this kind of shoulder pad type of things, and they go on his arm. So kind of looks like you just wrap them around. This other one that I've got, the vintage one, hasn't got those, so he is missing those bits. I think that's, you know, if you are sort of buying the vintage ones, it's one of those things that they quite often don't come with some of those kind of extra accessories, so you can just push that over his arm like that. Does kind of add something to the figure, I think, these bits. It kind of beefs him up and makes him look a little bit more intimidating, that's for sure. And pop that over there. They're a little bit tricky to get over. The trouble is I don't want to snap this bit off. It's like a real soft plastic, so you just have to be careful with that. I think I've got that right. It does show with these bits pointing up like that, so that does look to be correct. Yeah, I think he looks pretty cool. And then you get a hold of his whip here, which you can hold in this hand here, and it just kind of bends round here like this. I think I heard a thing about, because obviously the whip's like looks way too big. I think it was originally for one of the big Jim figures, which were like much bigger, and obviously it just by fluke it managed to fit his hand. They just used it without having to retool it, because obviously the hand on the stuff looks much bigger. But yeah, he's a pretty cool looking figure. Yeah, you can get him in some cool poses. Like I said, I'm not really the best one for posing figures, but I think he looks pretty cool. And just to bring in, actually, I'll just bring in Skeletor real quick, so you can see him alongside his buddy. So there they are alongside each other. So obviously they all scale right, and here he is alongside the old Beastman. I don't know if this guy stands or not. And it does just about. Yeah. But he's definitely an improvement. You know, I'm not sure, you know, if I will get rid of the old vintage figures or just keep hold of them. I may well just keep hold of them. But obviously the temptation is there to sell them and get some more of the new ones. You know, that's for sure. But yeah, pretty impressed with this guy. And the price point for these figures, I think, is pretty good. I will be reviewing the other figures as and when I get round to opening them up. But as for now, this is Beastman, and thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Stay safe.